Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The real is back, man. What it do, gang? Y'all know me, your humble host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose, man. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome. This is the Golden Goose DFS show where we special in single entry content. We're actually the leader in single entry content, man. 3 max and 20 max as well. That's what we focus on. Cause hey, 150 ain't for everybody. But luckily for you, there's a lot of ways to eat out here in these fantasy streets, alright? So that's what we do over here. I'm your humble host, Chandler Blakely, like I said. So if you're new, hit that subscribe button, man. Turn your notification bells on so you can be here rocking with us when the content drop. I promise you won't be sorry, alright? Everybody in the sound of my voice, hit that like button, man. Good to see y'all, man. Did y'all miss me like I miss y'all? I know you was probably looking for me, but I don't really do baseball content, man. I'm not one of these content creators that just put out content for everything. I'm only giving you content for what I actually do, alright? And that's football and basketball. If you was rocking with us last year, you seen the top 10 finishes in football, you seen the takedown in the NBA, and we back to give you more of the same, alright? So you want to be subscribed, trust me, alright? And if you want additional content, man, hit the Patreon link down below, man. That'll link you to my Patreon where you can get access to the premium Discord, my complete player pool, and a live stream before lock, Q&A where I help you with your lineup, show you my exposure, show you my lineups, and we chop it up. So if you want more content beyond this video, be sure to sign up for the Patreon down below, alright? Let's get to it. Now, like I said, typically we focus on single entry 3 max and 20 max. But being that it's NFL week 1, I know you probably seen the commercials. They don't have as many as they used to, but a lot of people are going to dip their toe into that Millie Maker water. So that's what we're here to talk about, the large field GPP Millie Maker. Hopefully they give you some guys on the lower end of the ownership spectrum that can give you a little leverage and possibly help you take down the Millie Maker if you're only doing 4 or 5 lineups. Because like I said, 150 ain't for everybody. I know myself personally, I probably had like 5 lineups in there trying to take down that Millie Maker. So with this week, guys, we're going to give a series of videos. We got QBs today, running backs tomorrow, wide receivers and tight ends coming. Like I said, I just want to give you some guys I think that'll be on the lower end of the ownership spectrum and some leverage plays as well. Even if they're not that low on, there may be some leverage to some stacks that can help you gain an advantage and possibly take down this Millie Maker this week. So that's what we aim to do. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. We're talking about quarterbacks today, man. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section. Share the video with your friends. We talking NFL football. It's back. Let's get to it. All right. Now, when you go into the Millie Maker, man, like I said, if you're only doing 3 or 4 lineups, you're going to want to make sure you get some lower on stacks, some guys that not going to be heralded as much. Because trust me, the Sharps, the Sharks, whatever you want to call them, they're going to have the Lamar Jacksons, the Hurts, the Fields, the Burrows, the Herbert. They're going to have them, and they're going to have them stacked 20 different ways. Trust me. So one of the best ways to do that is try to go with a little lower on QB that can give you a little leverage on the field to those stacks, all right? So the first guy we want to look at here, we're going to look at Kirk Cousins. Now, I don't think he'll be super low on, but he's definitely going to come in behind the Jacksons, Hurts, Fields of the world because just playing NFL last year, anybody that played, you remember, the top-notch guys were the guys every week, man. The big-name QBs were the ones who were getting it done for you. But I like Kirk Cousins in this spot. Like I said, I expect him to come in a little lower on than the big-name guys. It's not a super high team total, but it's decent here. It's not a super high game total, but it's decent. The team total is why I like Kirk Cousins here. We got a 26-point team total. And for me, when it comes to quarterback guys, I like my team total to be like 24 points or higher. Because 24 points, that's 4 touchdowns for me. We count by the 6. We don't count them as 7 because the extra point ain't guaranteed like they used to be. So I count touchdowns as 6. So 24, a team total of 24 points means 4 touchdowns for me. So we got Kirk Cousins here, 26-point team total. And just from their offseason moves by letting Dalvin Cook go, you know this wants to be a pass-first offense. So even though they're a heavy favorite here, I think a touchdown favorite, 6.5, depending on where you're getting your line at. I still think Kirk Cousins is in line to throw the ball 30-plus times in this spot. We talk about a Vikings team who only threw the ball under 30 times 2 games last season. So I don't see no reason why they would slow down now, especially with the releasing of Dalvin Cook. So definitely think Kirk Cousins can see 30 plus pass attempts. He'll push 40 plus if the Tampa Bay finds a way to stay in this game or hang in there for a little bit. But Kirk Cousins, man, you know who to pair him with. When you go in pocket passes like Kirk Cousins, you definitely want two of their passing options. Kirk Cousins, when I'm looking at pocket passes, Kirk Cousins, Trevor Lawrence, even Russell Wilson, because he don't use his legs as much as he used to. These pocket QBs, you definitely want two of their passing options because you're going to need that for them to give you a winning score. And Kirk Cousins, when I'm looking at pocket passes, I want him to have a real chance of 3-3. And what I mean by that is 300 yards passing, three passing touchdowns. So definitely think Kirk Cousins has a shot at this in this spot. You know the pairing with Justin Jefferson. He's going to be wanting to hire on receivers here as the pricing is very soft this week. You're going to be able to pretty much build whatever kind of lineups you want to build. You can't go too crazy, but definitely some softer price in week one. So we're going to pair him with Justin Jefferson. And it's a great way to just get leverage on those Jefferson one-offs because a lot of people just going to one-off Jefferson, not really stacking with Cousins. Like I said, if you got them both paired, that'll give you leverage to just those Jefferson receivers. But now Kirk Cousins, I'm going to pair him with either Addison or T.J. Hawkinson is the way to go for me in this spot. You maybe can look at some Osborne if you want to, because who knows what Addison's going to do. But he should be the number two receiver. Should get plenty of open looks, better looks, being that Justin Jefferson is going to be the primary focus of the defense. So I'm okay with going to Jordan Addison. You can get some KJ Osborne too. I guarantee you he's definitely going to be low on. Nobody's going to go there. It's going to be these main three: Jefferson, Addison, or Hawkinson. But Osborne could be in play, man. It's NFL. Touchdown variance is high, and it's only 4,300. But for right now, for the sake of this video, it's going to be Addison for me. This is what I would pair him with, and this will be one of the first stacks I'm looking at here going into week one. Now, I don't really want to do a run back with this Buccaneers team because I don't trust shake and bake back there. But if you the type of guy who want to do the full stack, type of guy or gal, women play DFS too. But if you want to do the full game stack run back, for me, if I had to do it, it'll probably be Chris Godwin. Because like I said, expecting Tampa Bay to be down, playing from behind, so expect them to throw some more. Chris Godwin is more of the deep. I view him as more the deep target for Tampa Bay here. Mike Evans kind of just a route runner, works the middle of the field. Chris Godwin is your deep ball threat. So if I was looking for a run back, it'd probably be Chris Godwin for me, as he undoubtedly gonna get some deep shots if they trying to climb back here playing against Minnesota. So that's your first stack right there. Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Second QB for y'all, we're gonna go to the second highest team total on the game. The second highest game total, I'm sorry, on the slate. Cincinnati and Cleveland, 47 and a half. And the QB I want to look at is Deshaun Watson. Now, I know Joe Burrow is going to get probably the bulk of the ownership. Like I said, this is the second highest total on the game. Now, I did just say that about the 24 points. It varies here and there. The Cleveland Browns have a team total of 23 points. So that's right there. That's 3 TDs from Deshaun Watson. Possibly more. I think this game could be a little more higher scoring than we think. I like the over on this game right here. As Cleveland in the past has been more of a run first team, run heavy team, all the reports with the OC, they want to try to pass it a little more here and balance it out a little bit. And we know before Deshaun Watson got caught up in his legal woes, he was one of the top producing QBs in this league. He's definitely a top 10 QB down with the Texans. Even though they didn't win, just didn't really have the talent around him, Deshaun Watson was the one bright spot, him and DeAndre Hopkins, before they got rid of him. So giving Deshaun Watson first full off season with the Browns, ready to work himself back into form. He didn't look too good coming off the suspension last season, but I think that's rust there. I think giving his full off season of work and him just being able to start from the beginning of the season, he should work himself back into at least somewhat of the form he had with the Texans. Doesn't have a lot of running upside, but can run. He doesn't like to, but there is running capability of there, so you can get 30, 40 yards, maybe a touchdown out of him, depending on how the game goes. But I like getting Deshaun Watson at 6K. And he has some solid targets for you to choose from. First up, you have Amari Cooper, undoubtedly number one receiver over here. Definitely want to get some of him with Deshaun Watson, but I'm okay with Donovan People-Jones and even Elijah Moore, as should have a substantial role in this offense when they go three wide receiver sets. So I like Amari Cooper, even Elijah Moore or Donovan People-Jones, and definitely don't forget David Njoku, should be one of the top tier tight ends this season, right behind the Kelseys and Andrews of the world. I like David Njoku right here. We saw what he could do. He's capable of big plays from his tight end spot. So I don't mind going to him. Like I said, Deshaun Watson has plenty of options for you to choose from here in this spot. And at 6K, it's only a 1.5 point spread. So Vegas expecting this to be a tightly contested game here. So you should get full go from Deshaun Watson. I like getting him with Amari Cooper and David Njoku will probably be my two ways to go, my two passing options for him right here, is I like Njoku as a sleeper tight end. Is all throughout this season. I'm gonna play a lot of Njoku right here. I got him on some of my best ball teams as well, paired with Deshaun Watson. I'm expecting Deshaun Watson to have a bounce back year. Like I said, we know what he's capable of, and I like getting to this stack right here. 23 team point total. Deshaun Watson should come in on the lower own side. Like I said, just given this performance from last year, people don't really know what to expect for him, but I like this price tag. I like the matchup, and I like the weapons he have around him. So give me some Deshaun Watson at 6K right here. All right, and finally, the last pick. You know I give you three plays. You know how I do it. At the QB spot, the most talked about guy in the offseason. Give me Anthony Richardson, 5,600, and what you basically getting right here is a third or fourth running back with passing upside. All right, I say third or fourth because you may have a running back in your flex, but you get these two running backs here. He could be your third or your fourth if you're going running back in flex. Anthony Richardson, we don't know what we're going to get, but what we do know is he has Jalen Hurts, offensive coordinator from last season, so he probably knows what to do with a running quarterback. And what you're looking for right here is the rushing upside. He probably won't look that good passing, but it is there because who knows? Like I said, I'm expecting 4 or 5 design runs from him, hopefully more. And then he should get 3 or 4 just undesigned runs, just him taking off from the pocket trying to create. Still some passing upside there. I don't think he's in line for 300 passing yards, but he can get 200 from you, maybe a touchdown. The perfect day for him looked like, you know, 12 of 20, maybe 187 to TD, probably 60 rushing yards here with another TD. He has a chance for 100 rushing yards if he breaks one. So I'm going to look at Anthony Richardson right here. Definitely a guy I think should be on the lower own side in the Millie Maker. Some guys are going to take some shots at him. Now, I don't mind running him out naked. I will take running QBs, and I ran Justin Fields out naked a couple times last year. Definitely would do that with Anthony Richardson. If I'm pairing him with somebody, though, it's only one receiver, and it's Michael Pittman Jr. I'm not even looking at anybody else on this Colts team. I'm not worried about Pierce. Who knows what's going on at the tight end? That could be a rotation. They got injuries over there. Still more Ali Cox over there. We don't know who's going to get the bulk of the work. So if you wanted to go somebody else, you can go Alec Pierce at 3,800. But I'm just going to trust their guy, their primary receiver, their alpha receiver, and Michael Pittman Jr. I'm only dual threat quarterbacks like the Fields, like the Richardsons, even Hurts. I never really stacked them with 2 pass catching outs. I just give them one because their best games is going to come from them rushing the ball and getting rushing touchdowns, which is going to eat into their passing stats, which is why I don't like to pair them with 2 pass catching options. So give me Anthony Richardson at 5,600. He's going to draw some ownership. Now, I don't expect him to be super low on just because we don't know, it's a wild card with him. And guys have interest in him and they know about the running ability. But he's not going to be super high on. I'm actually hoping he's super low on, actually, because I like him in the Millie Maker. You want to get different. You want to get some low on stacks. Take a chance on these wild cards. The first week or two is when you really want to take their chances, guys. I'm telling you, lean into Vegas, but also trust your instincts. Follow your own insights a little bit because truth be told, nobody knows. You don't know how the offenses are going to gel. You don't know how coordinators are going to do, how the offense is going to look, how the defense is going to look. It's still early in the season. It's going to take about 2 or 3 weeks to kind of get a gauge for these teams. So week 1, take your chances, man. I like going to Anthony Richardson here at 5,600 paired with Michael Pittman Jr. if I pair him. All right. Like I said, it could be naked and I could just load up on stars, but the price, I think he has tournament winning upside with that running capability. Like I said, the best case scenario for him looking like 100 plus yards, a TD, maybe 200 passing yards and another TD on top of. But give me Anthony Richardson at 5,600 for your Millie Maker. Listen, that's gonna do it for us here today, man. Be on the lookout for the rest of the videos this week. Be sure you subscribe. If not, go do that right now. Definitely hit that like button for your boy. Share it with your friends and family. Let's talk about it. Drop your questions, comments, or concerns down below in the comment section. Y'all know where to find me at. Signing off, man. Y'all green up, and it's gonna be a good season for us. All right, let's get it.